Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a really thoughtful and detailed plan that tackles one of the toughest humanitarian challenges out there, helping refugees find a way to safely return home. So let's just start with the biggest question of all, the one that drives this whole thing. How do you actually help a family go home after years of being displaced by war? And as you're about to see, the answer is so much more than just booking a ticket or packing a bag. Because, this journey home, it isn't just a physical move. For so many people, it's a deep personal journey of healing. It's about piecing together a life that was completely shattered. And that, right there, is the heart of what we're talking about today. Okay, so before we can even talk about a solution, we've got to get real about the problem. And a huge part of that problem is this invisible weight that people are forced to carry. I mean, just think about it for a second. This isn't just about fleeing your home. We're talking about years of built-up pressure, the raw trauma of war, the unbelievable grief of losing people you love, even seeing your own family fall apart. Then there's the struggle to fit into a new country. And on top of all of that, a constant crushing anxiety about what tomorrow even looks like. You can't have a successful return until you start to lift some of that weight. And that's exactly where this plan comes in. It's not just a vague idea. It's a careful, methodical, and just deeply human blueprint for how to begin that healing process. And right from the very start, the most important word is choice. The entire program is built on this core idea of voluntary return. That means help is only offered to people who freely and actively choose it. There's absolutely no pressure, no pushing. The decision to go home has to be theirs, 100%. Now, this isn't something they're just making up as they go. It's all built on a really strong ethical foundation of trust and actual science. We're talking absolute confidentiality, a deep respect for local culture, and using methods that are proven to work. Things like psychological first aid, which is all about providing humane and supportive responses right when they're needed, and cognitive behavioral therapy, which gives people practical tools to cope. The whole thing is designed to protect people's dignity and keep them safe. So with those ethics locked in place, the program lays out this really clear step-by-step path to rebuilding a life. Let's walk through how it actually works. The whole journey is broken down into 4 clear phases. You see, it starts with understanding the person, then moves to helping them feel stable. From there, it's about active treatment and building new skills. And it all leads up to creating a solid, concrete plan. It's this logical flow from healing to action. You could argue this first step is the most important one of all. It's about listening. Before anyone can offer any real help, the team does a careful assessment to truly understand each person's unique story. They use standard clinical tools, like the PHQ-9, which helps screen for depression, and the GAD-7 for anxiety, to get a clear, objective picture of what someone really needs. And that assessment isn't just to gather info. It directly guides what happens next. Based on the results, people are guided to the right kind of support. About half might just need some basic community support. Another 40% could really benefit from more structured therapy. And then there's a crucial 10% with severe needs who get referred to specialists. It's a smart way to make sure everyone gets the exact level of care they need. For those who do need that therapeutic support, there are 2 main paths. You've got group therapy, which is amazing because it lets people connect over things they've all been through. It builds a real sense of community and fights that deep feeling of isolation. But for those with more moderate or severe trauma, there's intensive one-on-one therapy to provide really focused, personalized care. So this final phase of prep, this is where it all gets very real, very practical. It's not just about feeling ready to go home, it's about being ready. People work with caseworkers to build an actual, written plan that answers all those tough questions. Where are we going to live? How will I earn a living? Where will the kids go to school? This whole process turns that terrifying anxiety about the unknown into a real strategy that gives them back a sense of control. But listen, the support doesn't just stop the second the journey home starts. In fact, the program knows that those first few months back home can actually be the hardest part of all. So for 3 whole months after a family returns, the team stays in touch. In that first month, there are check-in calls. In the second, they get invited to support groups. And in the third month, there's a final assessment to see how they're doing and to connect them with local services if they need them. This is not a good luck and goodbye situation. That long-term commitment is what can make a return truly last. So, if we zoom out for a second, why does a plan like this matter so much? Well, it all comes down to how you define what success even looks like.
See, success here isn't just about counting the number of people who went back. The program uses real data to measure real change. One of their main goals is to see at least a 30% drop in symptoms of anxiety and depression. It's about seeing tangible, measurable improvements in people's lives.
And get this, here's another key number. The goal is for a full 80% of people in the program to finish with a solid, workable return plan in their hands. That just shows you how focused this is on practical preparation, on empowering people so they're not just returning, they're returning with a real strategy to succeed. This quote from the program director Hazem Saleh, I think it just says it all. The whole point is to empower people, both psychologically and socially, so that when they choose to return, it's voluntary, it's safe, and it's actually sustainable for the long haul. And that really brings us to the final question to leave you with. This whole plan kind of forces us to think bigger, to ask ourselves, what does a successful return truly mean? Is it just a number? Is it a place on a map? Or is it something more? Is it a state of well-being, a sense of safety, and the dignified, real chance to finally rebuild a life?